Hello, FlossTube. This is Bonnie Jeanne, also known as PostMuse, and my channel is Postally Yours. I am a longtime cross stitcher, and this is, I believe, my FlossTube number 6. And I'm going to talk today about some old, like 1980s, finished stitches, some more of my neglected works in progress. A few actual stitches. I didn't stitch a lot this last couple of weeks. I missed taping last week. It's just been so wet and miserable. I come home, I crawl into my pajamas, and I go to bed. So I'm a mail carrier, and delivering in the rain, no matter what that old motto says, it's no fun. I'd rather it be snowing, to tell you the truth. Also, I just love this t-shirt. My daughters gave it to me. I cross-stitch past my bedtime, and that is very much the truth. But not the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks I have just been crashing. The other thing that's been keeping me really busy the last 2 weeks is I'm also a mail artist. Mail as in M-A-I-L. I don't paint pictures of males, M-A-L-E. But I've been working on some New Year postcards, mixed media. So you can see there's just a couple of them here. I have 50 of them in various stages in my studio that I have to finish up. I really need to get these out. It's almost the end of January. It is the end of January, and I still haven't got my New Year cards out. So I got to get that done. So that's been keeping me busy also. But let me get started with the first thing I have, which are my very old finished works. I'm going to say in advance, when I discovered these a few years ago in a box, I immediately washed them and I was going to frame them. And I did something terribly wrong. Either that or the dyes, the flosses from the days when I made these, they were probably kits. They are most definitely kits, because that's what things were back then. And they ran terrible, and I have tried everything. I've tried OxyClean, I've tried color catchers, I've tried everything. I can't get the colors out. So this is the first one. This is from 1980, and I'm going to try to find something to back it with so that, because I have I'm back with here. So this is, as you can see, a birth sampler. This is my eldest daughter, April Lee, and I absolutely love this. This is the one that has the most runs in it. It's just beautiful. I think I'm just going to frame them anyway, the way they are, with the stains in them. Like I said, I've tried everything. Nothing's getting the stains out. And I don't know if my girls want them, but if they don't want them, I'm going to keep them, because I put a lot of work into them, and I just love them. And this is my second daughter. I have two daughters. This is Melanie Devon. And this is very much a Mother Goose thing. And it's the red floss. It just probably wasn't color fast back in those days. I don't know. So then those are the two births. I have 2 children. I have 5 grandchildren though. I didn't do birth samplers for them, and I won't, because it's the amount of time it takes me to do those. Back in the day, I was stitching a lot faster. I stitch so slow now. So this is, I was in my previous life, I was a dance teacher. I married into a family of dancers. My ex-mother-in-law owned a dance studio. So some people married money, I married dance. I always wanted to dance, and I didn't dance until I was married. And then I became a teacher. And my eldest daughter's first tap dance was in 1986, and it was to a song called Codfish Ball. And this is just, little tap shoes, because that's exactly what her tap shoes look like. And this one, the orange ran on this one. So, but it's adorable. And again, going to frame it as is. I'm going to, the backs of them need to have some threads caught, but that's fine. And then my other daughter was also a dancer. Both my kids couldn't escape it. I didn't have daycare. I had dance. So I took them to the dance studio with me all the time. So my other daughter, I made this one for her. They're like jazzercise. The threads are all, you can see the threads in the back because I haven't caught them all in there. This one didn't run nearly as much. But that's so cute. Just love that. And then the last two from the 1980s are really adorable. So this is a little girl peeking out from the washroom. And this is the little boy peeking out, which I think are adorable. The red did run on that one. So those are my old ones, and this is my goal for this year, is I'm going to get these pressed. I'm going to frame them or do something with them. I might make the dancing ones into little pillows. Just going to do something with them because they've been sitting in my box forever. And then a more recent finish. This one I finished probably in 1980, and I just never did anything with it. And you know, I'm not super fond of the whole crazy cat lady theme anymore, and I think that's probably why it sat around. Back in the day, I didn't really think too much about it, but this is official crazy cat lady. And again, I don't have the name of the designer for this. However, I can look it up and I'll put that in my notes. And you can see it has a lot of doodads on it, which I absolutely love. But I'm going to get that framed and get that hung up. I have a couple of cat stitches that I'm always doing. So when I get those all finished, I'll put the crazy cat lady up with all my cat stitches. So those are my older finishes. And they are going to get finally finished this year. So, on to my neglected works in progress. I did find another old one from back in the 1980s. I'm not an angel person. I'm not fond of that whole theme. But back in the 80s, I guess I was. Because I got this Cricut collection. I didn't know. I was so surprised that this existed back in the 1980s. This Cricut collection booklet with the three little angels, you know, seasonal angels. There's Easter, New Year's Day, and then Valentine's Day. And what really thrilled me was, see that little, that was like, I absolutely loved that place. It was Stitches in Time right here in Pembroke, Massachusetts. It's long gone. But I'd go in there and I would just buy and buy and buy. And I wish I kept everything that I bought. Never started a lot of them. But the one that I started in this is the little Valentine angel. She's pretty much done. She just needs a little bit more. There's some buttons, there's some fringe on her wings that need to be done. There's a string that comes down and for holding the hearts there. And I will definitely finish this up. I'll finish it. I'm going to make it into a cute little ornament. And then there's a shop here in Wellfleet where they have a Christmas tree that is they decorate every year, every season they decorate it out for the season. Right now it's got Valentine's on it. So I'll just take this, I'm going to finish this up very quickly, take this down there and donate it to their Valentine tree. This, I'm 100% sure this pattern is out of stock. It is incredibly beat up. I mean, it's got coffee stains, it's torn, it's a mess. If anyone, when I'm finished with this, if you want this and you want to deal with all the mess that it is, it's hard to read, just put in the comments, just put angel, and if there's multiple people who want it, I'll just do a little, you know, in the hat, the name's in the hat, and pull out a name, and I'll send you the chart when I'm all finished with the angel. I definitely don't want this one back. I won't ever make the other two angels. I just want to finish up this little Valentine one and be done with it. And then the other one that I wanted to show last week, that I didn't show, is huge. This is Carolyn Manning. She does a lot of floral bouquets. This one is from 2020. And at first, when I started it, I thought I'm going to do, there's 12 bouquets, one for each month. And I was going to do them all on one giant piece of cloth. You can see, that would have been a lot. So I got January almost done, February started, March started, and April started. And that's as far as I got, and I started thinking, I have no place I want to hang this. So I'm going to take out these over here. I'll finish the January and frame that up because that'll be pretty. I will like that. So I'll frame that one up, and I have the perfect place to put this one. And then I'll stitch the other one separately. I don't want it all on one, and I don't want it all in the same color. The color, I love this color. It's called, I think it's called Adobe. Oh gosh, it's hard to show. The lighting is not great. But it's a pinky orangey color, and I absolutely love the fabric. So I do have plans that I can use this fabric for once I take those other stitches out. And again, I'll put the name of the pattern and the designer in the comments below. And then another one that I found, that really no reason why I can't finish this one up very quickly, is another Pine Mountain kit. This is Typography. So it comes with the pillowcase, and you just stitch it up. I'll show you in a minute. I thought this was very cool. I like the colors because they weren't traditional winter colors. So you get the pillowcase and you just stitch it. And that's all I've got done on it, but super, 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 super easy stitch. So I should be able to finish this one up pretty quick. I'm going to put this one in my rotation, my current winter rotation, see if I can get this one done this year. And then I'll have a cute little pillow to throw on my bed. Oh, I need any more pillows on my bed. Oh my goodness. So many pillows. And another winter themed one. This was a stitch along with Really Tiny Modernist. And I never did finish this one either. And it's just simple snowflakes. Which are and I did them in a lot of sparkly, the DMC sparkly. And I could finish that one up very quickly too. I'm glad I'm doing these floss tubes because it forces me to go through the stashes that I have in baskets and then stashed in corners and nooks and crannies in this big old house. And it forces me to go through them and find all of these stitches so I can finish them up finally. Then another one that I found is a Mill Hill kit. I've never done beading before, and I think this is why I haven't finished this. I haven't gotten very started. This is the Plymouth Santa. And one of my sisters lives in Plymouth, and we have an ancestor came over on the Mayflower. So I thought that would be a cool gift for her. That was like 5 years ago. That's all. It's on perforated paper. And that's all I've gotten done. Is a little bit of his breeches and his vest and a little bit of his beer barrel. So I do want to get that one finished up, and that will be a good beading practice for me. I have all the beads. I have everything. It was a kit, one of those little Mill Hill kits. And I have another one that I haven't started. I haven't even opened it yet. It's a post office. It's a Mill Hill post office. And if this goes well, I will start the Mill Hill post office next year, next winter. It's definitely a winter scene, and I'm not going to start it outside of winter. Then my next one was something that I was stitching for my mom, and then I lost the patterns, and I didn't finish. I got 3 months done, and I never finished it. So this is Val Stuff, Little Bitty Kitty Quilt Club. My mom was a quilter, and I thought this would be perfect for her. So I bought this frame. I happened to find this frame at Michael's or Joann's with 12 windows in it. And as you can see, I framed 2 of the kitties and then lost the charts. So I found the charts again, and I have the frame, but I think what I'm going to do is take these two out, and I'll make them into little cards, and I can mail them off to kitty loving friends of mine. And then I might stitch the patterns all on. I'm going to use the frame as a template and stitch the kitties all on one big piece of paper, fabric. I have fabric big enough that I can do that. And then I don't have to individually frame them, because that's a pain in the butt, you know, all that cutting and all that. So if I just really plan it out nicely, I think that'll work. And that's not something I'm rushing to get done. It is something that I just want to have done so that I have a little memory of my mom and all of her quilts. I have a ton of her quilts. I own them. So that's another project. And then when I was cleaning things out, there is a Facebook group called Brooks Books. Friends and family or something like that. I will put the link in my in the description below. She has a ton of free patterns, a ton on the Facebook page. So this is called Winter Pantry. I can't show you, there's no picture of it, and I can't show you the what it's going to look like because it's at the actual chart. But this is how much I've gotten stitched on it. So there is obviously there's one for each season. There's some little specialty fabric threads. There's some sparkly threads in there. As I recall, this was a very easy stitch, so I'm glad I found it. And I have the charts for the autumn and the spring and the summer also. And it'll be just adorable in my kitchen. I thought I'd put them on. I've seen those finishers where they put them on a cutting board. I thought that would be super cute. I'd just get a cutting board, a nice cutting board, and not expensive, and mount them with magnets on the cutting board so I can change them out for each season. Love these. And she has, there's a sewer's alphabet, or stitcher's alphabet, I think. There are there's just a ton. So I'll put that link below. You do have to have a Facebook account, obviously, to use it. But I think we all have Facebook accounts, even though we hate them. Sometimes it's just what you need. And then this one was when I thought I was going to move to the mountains. Instead, I moved to the beach. I was planning at one point in my life to go up to Maine, live in Maine, and I just love this adventure awaits. This is, I don't remember the designer. I'm going to look for all of the designers on these patterns that are digital. I don't have charts for, and make sure that I list the designer in my description below, in case, because she's on Etsy, so I'm pretty sure she's still around. And then I have another mail themed one. This is from the Frosted Pumpkin, and this one is hysterical. So it's called Pen Pals, and I started stitching them up. So you can see this one they're little stamps. I haven't quite finished that there. This one here has a little mailbox. They're very sweet. Started stitching them up on this muslin colored stuff, and then I thought, oh, I want something fancier. So I started stitching them on this really cool linen. But look what I did. So this is a big piece of linen. Why did I start stitching them like randomly like that? I mean, what was I thinking? So they're cute though. So I will finish up the little St. Patrick's Day one down here, and then cut them out, and then use the rest of this fabric for something else, and use the little pieces down here for something else. What a waste. What a waste of a lovely, lovely fabric. So I need to get those in rotation somehow, because they are cute, and they'll make cute little gifts for my male friends. Male as in M-A-I-L. I have a lot of male friends. I used to, back in the day, I would send at least 100 pieces of mail a week, at least. I haven't sent mail in months now. It just hasn't been something After my mom died, everything just fell apart for me, and now I'm just getting back into doing stuff. Still cross-stitching a lot. And then another one that should be in my winter rotation, because it's almost finished, is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It's a UK company. How cute is this? Isn't that adorable? I need to finish that. It's on a sparkly blue fabric. See the sparkles. It's a very easy stitch. No idea why it got put in the I don't want to look at it bin. It's adorable, and it's almost done. No excuse. Really need to get that one done. And then years ago, 2020 again. Everything got started in 2020 and then just stayed there. I started doing a stitch along with Peppermint Purple. It's Blackwork, I think they call it, but we weren't using black. And it was coming along gorgeous. It's so hard to see because I did mine with shades of purple that are going to go in. It's going to go down like more of a rainbow effect. So obviously I got like the first, I mean, there's a whole bunch more that needs to be done. But I have all the colors. They're all Weeks Dye Work colors. Gosh, I should show that better. This was my first time doing this kind of stitching. I'm not going to say I was a huge fan. I won't do it again. For me, it was boring. I just didn't enjoy it. I love how it looks though. So I do want to finish this one. And then on the same fabric, because I had so much of this fabric, I started doing a, oh gosh, I can't remember it might be Tiny Modernist, but I will look it up. This is Homey Houseplants. So that one's getting there too. So I really do need to, it has a lot of little French knots. I know people have a love-hate relationship with French knots. I enjoy making them, and I love how they feel. I think that's cool. So I do want to get that one finished up and get that one framed. So cool to find this. It's like it was like Christmas, finding all these little things. And then another one from, I believe, Tiny Modernist is called Colorful Critters. This one, I think a lot of people would be like, why would you want to put that on your wall? It is all kinds of insects. So, and she has, you'll stitch, when you finish with it, you can stitch the name, the technical name of each insect. But just, isn't that green bug cool? I just love him. And the fabric's a little too whimsical, I think, for the subject matter. I thought it was really cute at the time. I'll continue stitching on it because I'm not going to take all that stitching out. But now, if I, in hindsight, the person I am now, I definitely would not have stitched it on something so whimsical. But that will look cute. I have a couple of other insecty patterns. I have the spider that I'm stitching for Fancy Folk. So that'll be really cool to have all featured together, the bugs. And then there is a cross-stitch design company, and I believe it's Korea. I'm almost positive it's Korea. It's called Soda Stitch. So I bought this one years ago, the ice cream parlor. And you can stitch them in many different ways. You don't have to stitch the whole design. So this fabric is so cute. And I picked it up. It's not a hard stitch. I don't know why I didn't stitch anymore. I did a little tiny bit of one little girl. That's all I've done. So, but she's cute. This fabric though it's yellow. It looks orange in this light, but it's a hand-dyed yellow, and it's really cool. Again, this would look so cute in my kitchen. I love ice cream. I don't eat it as much now as I used to. But I love ice cream. I keep looking at ice cream makers and I keep thinking, you know, you should buy one of those. And then I think, such a mess. It's so hard to clean up after them. And again, buy soda, same company. This are stamps, postage stamps from around the world. They're not actual postage stamps, I don't think. But they have the different themes from around the world, which I thought were cool. And I only just barely started this one. I just started stitching some of the frame. So that's that. Nice fabric though. I will get to it. This one I was thinking would be nice to take to the beach when I'm stitching at the beach. The charts are laminated, so they are a little sturdier than the usual cardboard charts. And then finally, when my stepdad was cleaning up after my mom died, he found a few cross stitches that she had started and finished and so forth. I have a couple of little tiny ones hanging. Cross stitch was never her thing. She was a quilter. She wasn't thrilled about cross stitch. But this one here, most of hers weren't my aesthetic. This one here, Take Time with the seascape, really is my aesthetic. And she only barely started it, as you can see. Just a little bit there. I'm not even sure. I think it's probably like that. I'm not even sure. I'd have to look at the chart to know how it's oriented. But my idea is that I'm going to finish it, and then the parts that she stitched, I want to outline it in gold. So I'll outline it. I'll backstitch just the part that she stitched with metallic gold, just because to show. And then I'll put a little note to myself on the back and to my family. When they find it from when I'm gone, they'll know exactly why that's in gold. I just think that'll be a cool little remembrance of my mom. So those are my old works in progress. I do have even more. However, I am not going to show those probably, I don't know, because most of the ones that I have left are ones that I really don't think I want to finish. I think there's not a lot done on them, and I just don't think I want to finish them. So I'm going to just take the stitches out and keep the fabric, and I will not be able to donate the charts because almost all of them are digital charts, and most of the charts are probably also still available. They're fairly new, so I don't want to deny a designer somebody buying the pattern. But I do have something I do want to give away. Sorry for reaching. I didn't plan this very well. Last year I decided to subscribe to the World of Cross Stitch magazine, which is a UK publication. And it's fairly expensive, but it is a full magazine. It always comes with a little kit. And it comes from the UK, and it has a ton of great patterns in it. So it was worth the money. However, I didn't get it. I know there were a lot of postal strikes in the UK, and that's probably why I didn't get it. However, I messaged them, emailed them, and said, look, it was going to automatically renew. I don't want it to automatically renew because I haven't received any. So I got an immediate message back, oh, we'll take care of that. And then I proceeded to get 3 copies of 2 issues. The same 2 issues. So I have 6 copies, but only 2 issues. So this is the Christmas one. So this one I'd already opened. And this is it in its bag. And the little kit that comes with this one is that. And then I have, I think this is the January issue. Okay. And then the little kit that comes with this one is a little thank you. So these 4, I kept a set for myself. I did manage to get the thing canceled. I think it ended up renewing, and I really don't think I'm going to get any more issues. I think it's just too mixed up, and I'm not going to fight it. I did manage to cancel, so I won't get auto-charged again. But if you mention in comments, if you just mention magazine, I will find 4 people using the name of the hat thing, and I will send them off. As far as getting me your address, I do need you to email it to me. My email contact is in the comment section, not the comment section, the description section also, so you can contact me there. But wait till next week. I'll announce the winners of these next week, and then I'll get them off. I'll get them in the mail. I can mail anywhere. They're not that, and it's media mail, so I can send them anywhere. And then the last thing today is just the few stitches that I did do last week. So I worked on my Snapperland Seasons. This is the winter one, and it was such a joy. I just love that saying. Oh, my thread's in the way. One kind word can warm 3 winter months. There are stitched snowflakes between here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some snowflake doodads to put in there instead of the stitches, because the way this lined up, see, the snow is fine up here, but the way the wording lined up, the snowflakes ended up in the whitest part of the fabric. This blue fabric is, I bought this because it reminds me of my mom. My mom used to insist there was something called snow clouds. My sisters and I would go to bed thinking, my mom would be saying, oh, those are snow clouds. Those are definitely snow clouds. And my sisters and I would go to bed thinking, oh, there won't be school tomorrow because Mom sees snow clouds. I was an adult before I learned that there's really no such thing as snow clouds. But this fabric makes me think of snow clouds. So I got a good start on the first part of it. There are 4 parts to each one. So the one that I started already is that one there. The next one that I will be stitching is the little ice skating rink, and then the little sleigh ride, and then the chalet. And mine are not going to be bordered all around. I'm going to connect it as one long scene. It'll have one border all around the rectangle, but I'm not going to make them into little squares. I want to make it as one long scene. And I have this series for all the seasons, obviously, because that's who I am. So, love stitching that. I really, stitching that when I came in the last couple of days after being so cold and wet was just great. And then I got a whole lot more done on my Lizzie, not a whole lot, but a lot more done on my Lizzie Kate winter season. I really wanted to stitch this because I wanted to stitch that envelope. I'm going to finish that one up next week, I think. Hopefully, so that I can get it in its little design. And then I did quite a bit of stitching on my White Christmas mailbox, the postage stamp one. That one down there. So I had somebody contact me, and this chart is out of print, and she wants to stitch the mailbox too. So I told her I would really put some focus on it so I could get it done, and then I can send her the chart. I'm going to stitch this one up. This will be fairly quick. Get it all finished up. And I really think I want to turn this into a project bag. Maybe a project bag that I just use in the summer, in winter. Kind of cool. Kind of cool to have seasonal project bags. And then the last thing, I had last week, 2 weeks ago when I did my video, I had started stitching the Stony Creek chickadee, and I could not find it. And when I was trying to do my filming, and I went into an absolute panic. I thought, oh God, I've thrown it away. First thing I always think of when I can't find something is I've thrown it away. Can't find the remote, definitely, I threw it away. It's gone. It's at the dump. I always find it. But I started stitching this, and I am not enjoying this stitch. I'm so glad I didn't invest in all of the months. It has a lot of fractionals in it. I'm not enjoying it. So I will finish it, definitely not this year. And I'm not going to put January. I'm not going to write January. I will put Massachusetts on there. I'll have to use a different font, but I will put Massachusetts on there because that is our state bird. And I would like to find some more Massachusetts symbols like the Mayflower, which is our, not the boat. I don't want to stitch the boat. I want to stitch the flower because that's our state flower. Boston cream pie, which is one of my favorite desserts. I think that's our state dessert. I will not do baked beans because I hate beans. I'm a vegetarian. I eat way too many beans in my life, so not going to do that. But I do want to find maybe a state map. I want to find that, make like a little montage of Massachusetts symbols. And then I'll probably move to Maine. I don't think so. So that's it for me this week. I do want to get back on a regular schedule. I do want to start making my FlossTube weekly and keep my fingers and toes crossed. So FlossTube out. Bye.